and just a tad. It's
Zoom is.
there's those ones, the fast or slow, just so you don't see the light up top. Yeah, and then if you scroll down or point it down just a little, keep going, keep going, keep going. That's perfect.
Oh, right, with the
So
where the
edge
mat
of the
lines
mat.
up with
yeah,
it, right?
That's perfect.
Okay, perfect. Chloe makes it more perfect.
And then the last thing is on that union page,
The-
and then this is great.
And then the mute here.
Yep.
Good. Okay. I swear I know it.
Hello, come on in. How are you? Hello. Hello. Yay. Yeah, you can post up right here. Have you observed it? No. Welcome. Anything you'd like to sit on or sit with? Usually there's not so there's 40 people signed up, which is plenty of room for each person, but most likely like up here is where people's mouths like usually speak into. But yeah, any questions about it? You feel like answering it?
No, I read that chapter from the like today, so
Very prepared.
it's so funny. I was like melting down crying just about like change in my life, and then I read that today, and I was like, it's so crazy.
It's so crazy.
How that all like just intertwines. That I was just like, this is so wild.
Yes.
Yeah. It was like such a weird moment.
I love that you read it.
I mean, it's beautiful the way she writes
I
it,
know.
and the way she speaks
Yeah.
too. I mean, she's just like.
And it's one that it really just stands the test of time. The fact that I read this for the past 10 years now,
Yeah.
it's amazing. Like, this still fits.
It's very cool, right?
Yeah.
Rather than directly like this is it. So
Yeah.
yeah, you can kind of always find something new to pick out of it.
Mhm. 100%.
Yeah, I really love the way.
Yeah. Did you see Kai? And I mean, good. So cute. The sweetest thing. Oh my goodness. I thought it was not that you're
You would? I still do. I wish I would probably know.
You're here. I'm good. How are you? You did? Have you guys met? Okay.
I'm Casey.
When you said you were coming across today, I was like, didn't you just give birth yesterday? I was like, this is your 10th year.
I did my 6 pieces. I'm going back to class. Even if I'm laying here.
Yeah, please. Mom's ready. I was at our house over the weekend and we tidied the kitchen, her all new kitchen appliances.
Is cleaning up, so you were cleaning up the outside, you're cleaning up the inside every week.
I walked into her house just now before, like I parked by her house and I walked in and I was like, show me the bathroom.
Meanwhile, I like the kids in the fence that you're ever growing backyard.
I know. Well, that's I was on Sharepsville.
Yeah.
I was on Sharepsville.
Yeah.
And all that crud that's in the car is Tom. He just like dumps all the stuff in there. He's like, you know, he's like, and I keep being like, I'm good.
Yeah. Just like pushing stuff to the front, take over, draw a line. Tom,
I
this is our
just
sharing.
love to.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's the summer plan. Take over.
Yeah, I'm here to help.
Okay.
Yeah, like if I just go and lay there every day.
Sorry.
Is it ours? Anyways, okay. How do we
I'm so happy to have you. Oh. Oh. Yay. Hi, Frida. Good to see you. How are you? Good. Yes. Hi. I know. Jeez. Thanks for coming. Good. Yeah. Scrambled egg brain today, but I'm like ready to go. Or Mercury. Mars.
It's funny that you're saying that because I'm like going through similar things. I was telling Melrose and I'm just like, everything just feels kind of full. You know, I get really emotional and some days it's like, yeah, it's a lot of different things. Feeling that. Oh yeah. That doesn't help.
Well,
that's me here, right?
Take your time and get comfortable. We'll use all the props today, so you can grab 2 blocks. There's a blanket here. We'll do some stuff with our knees down on the floor. If you like any cushioning or extra padding, you can grab some. And then strap and some therapy balls that are in the baskets over here. I can grab them for you. You can grab them later on, whatever you prefer. And then we are waiting on a few more folks to come. There's so much room for everyone to fit. But just my gentle suggestion is if you see space next to you on the right or on the left, you might move an inch or 2 closer because while people are looking for traffic in the neighborhood, they'll probably come in a few minutes late, so you can just slip slide them right in. So if you wouldn't mind scooching an inch to the right or left if you see some room, that would just be very helpful. And we'll start in a moment. Yeah. It's in here. It's truly in here.
Obviously, all around the map.
Yeah, last week we did the first one. Today we're on the second, which is the sacral eclipse. So we'll do some big people for playing stretches, back stretches. Really picture that all for so standing with cradle. And then bound supine. Yeah, you can demo.
That sounds like things are really
Things are
twisted
going
up.
in there.
Forward, backwards.
Hi, Lily. Good to see you.
Is this okay?
Yeah, you're good. Hello. How are you? Anywhere you like. Here, yeah. Legs, all in the legs. So roll with thigh stretches, kind of tree pose. All right, my sweet friends, we're going to start in a moment. In here, I'm just looking at I feel like teacher looking at attendance. We're in theory waiting on 5 more people to come. And there's definitely room for them. I see Tetrisy spots and lots of space up here. But if possible, are there just ghosts in the back? Oh, there we go. Say it's for cut. Okay. Hi, you 3. Holding hands in the back. If possible, between Lauren and Kyle, there might be a spot that fits in there. If you guys wouldn't mind moving an inch or 2, and then we can squeeze in folks as they start to come in. And then Emily might do a thing where I slide you in between here, if that's okay. And then somebody could come up front. The thing that happens is that the closer to start time we come in, like you end up in this space. So I always like to leave room up here, but lots of room for us all to fit. Thank you for being here through the wind. We've braved our way. There's very sweetly a few new names and faces to the studio. A lot of us know each other, but just in case we didn't get to say hi officially, my name is Anisha. I'm standing so I can see everyone in the back. I'm going to sit in a moment. And we have a few folks up here with us. Marcy's here assisting, and so the way the class will look is she'll be practicing from the mat. I'll be walking around teaching. We'll switch. Call us over at any point if you need any props or have any questions or something is uncertain interrupt at any point, and I'm more than happy to come clarify. And then we're at the point in our teacher training where folks are starting to observe class. So you might see in a few classes as you practice, Trisha's here with us today, where people are observing me, not you. I'll say this each class, but I am 2,000% in the hot seat, so I should be sweating more than you are. Namely because Trisha's watching to see if everything that I say makes sense, which sometimes it does, sometimes it really doesn't, but I'll try and be as clear as I possibly can. So feel free to say hi, or let her blend into the curtains, because these are your new yoga teachers who will start to see this summer and beyond. Okay, that's it, housekeeping wise. How are we doing? Any requests today? I have a big old agenda on deck. We're going to get into the hips, into the legs, and everything else in between, but any specific cold weather needs? Quads and shoulders.
We roll up the lower back.
Oh, we can do glutes. Yeah, and see how that feels in the low back. Yeah. Yeah, great. I taught this afternoon, and I love how, it takes time for, especially in new yoga class, or if it's been a while and you hear me talking, I'm very used to unanswered questions, like me asking a question and things just being left in silence. So I'm very available and open to it, and I'm very happy you guys respond when I ask questions. Today I taught this afternoon to a group of students, and the way we sat in silence for 6 minutes, I looked at the clock while I was waiting for them to say a single thing, like respond to a single word that I was mentioning. So I appreciate you all for sending in your requests. I love to hear them. All right, today we're on week 2. So if we were together last week, you might have remembered we started our chakra series. So for the next couple of weeks, each class will be focused on a different chakra, a different energetic center, and our practice will be related to how this chakra really applies to our daily life. So I brought my book with me today, which is the book that I gain everything from. Hello. I find it to be the most palatable and easiest to read way to learn about the chakras to apply to our lives living in the city in the 21st century. And it's one, Trisha was saying that she read the chapter today, and I was like, I've read this book for the past 10 years and different tidbits of it, and each time I feel like it's saying something new and completely different. It took me 10 years to open it, and then once I opened it, it's never stopped. But chakras are, in Sanskrit, the word itself means a wheel or a spinning disc of energy. We're thought to have 7 of them that run along the length of our spine. And they act as little keyholes or portals through which you get to experience different versions of yourself. You kind of think of each chakra in isolation, and then they begin to act on one another. So last week we worked on the first chakra, that at the very base of the spine, the color is red, and it has all to do with our basic needs as humans. Have I had enough water to drink? Have I had enough food to eat? Have I slept enough to do what I'm about to do? And this week, we start to work our way up into the hips. So this chakra in Sanskrit, it's called Swadhisthana chakra. That translates to one's own place or one's own sweetness. It's located below your belly button, above your pubic bone, in this band of energy all the way around your hips. Its element that it's associated with is that of water, and its color is orange. It's kind of up the rainbow spectrum, and it's very sweet to be able to see. The only orange I had was tie-dye, and I'll try and color coordinate as best as I can. But one of the ways to experience the chakras more fully and freely is to wear the colors that they're associated with. So it's kind of a nice way to personalize them. But this chakra, hi y'all, come on in. There's space up here. Do you mind if we squeeze one in? Do you mind moving over just an inch and we can put one in here? And then maybe one more spot. Let's see. Petra singing. Come on in. We can put you, do you mind coming up front? Is that okay? One can come here and one can come over here. The beauty of going right in the front is that you don't see anyone else. And then you kind of enter into your own zone, so no big deal. Right? Yeah, that'd be great. So this is the second chakra. The first chakra is all about basic needs. And as we work our way up to the second chakra, the question becomes less about what my basic needs are, but what is it that can bring me pleasure? What is it that can bring me joy? What is it that I desire? What are my cravings? And where can I begin to experience a little more sweetness in my own life and world? So So I have lots more to say about it. There's a very sweet meditation from the book that I'll read as we're in Shavasana. But in that sense, take breaks, sip lots of water, modify anything that needs to be modified, for it's your time, it's your practice, and it's your time to be here with yourself. But I'm really happy that we're all here with each other. Thank you for coming. Big old hip openers. We're going to do 400 rounds of pigeon. Not actually, but 4 at least. Standing up, lying down, and on our backs, and we'll see where it takes us. So let's begin together in a comfortable seat, however that looks for you. You might start with your legs crossed underneath you. You might start laying down on the floor. You might sit up on a block or up on any propping with a bolster or a block underneath your hips. And as you arrive in your seat, let your hands rest into your lap or on top of your thighs. And as your eyes soften or close, begin to listen for the sound of your breath. When we close our eyes, it gives us a moment to see ourselves more clearly than before. To momentarily tune out that external stimuli, and to draw your attention more inward to what's happening under the surface of your skin. And as you begin to listen for and remember your breath, can you let each breath naturally begin to deepen as you send your next inhale from your nose down into your belly and up into your chest. And as you exhale, offer the breath up and out through the very crown of your head, creating more space for more breath. Take a few more rounds just on your own, hearing that ocean-like quality of your breath, where each inhale moves in, back, down, and wide. And every exhale offers itself up and out through each fiber of your being. We'll begin our practice and our time together with 3 more rounds of that same breath. Give yourself a moment to gather your hands to center anywhere that feels for you. Maybe somewhere on your body, perhaps where that chakra resides, below your belly, above your pubic bone, or in front of your heart, in that moment of self-reverence. But wait for your next inhale as it fills you up completely. And exhale to offer the breath out. 2 more times, just on your own. The bottom of your breath, pause for a moment. Take notice of any difference that comes when you listen for and remember your breath. And now keeping that attention inward as best as you can. Let your hands release, gently blink those eyes open. And let's all begin standing today at the top of your mat. You can have your blocks framing out the front corners of your mat. You might use them as we begin to move around. As you come up to stand with your feet underneath your hips, let your toes point straight ahead and a tiny bend in your knees so that the backs of your legs don't lock out. Now watching for your neighbors around you. As you inhale, reach your arms forward and up towards the sky. And on your exhale, stay standing as you let your hands come down by your sides. Do that 2 more times. As you inhale, reach your arms up, breathe into your belly and chest. And exhale to let the hands come down by your sides. Once more with your breath. Inhale to reach up, touch the sky. And now as you exhale, soften your knees, hinge from your hips to fold over your legs. Bring your fingertips to those blocks or the floor out in front of your feet. Soften your knees and let your head be heavy as you bow in towards yourself. Take a breath in through the nose and a longer breath out through your nose or parted lips. Now a few times as you inhale, come up halfway to lengthen. Bring your hands to your shins or blocks as you reach your chest forward. And exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself.
twice more with your breath. Inhale to lengthen halfway, take heart long. And exhale to fold, bowing toward yourself. One more time, take a deep breath in, go longer through your spine, bring the crown of your head forward. And as you exhale, fold, bowing in towards your own heart. Plant your palms to the top of your mat, walk your feet to the back of your mat, and bring it back to downward facing dog. In your down dog, you might find some stillness. Perhaps you gently pedal the heels from side to side, or soften and straighten your legs simultaneously. But take a deeper breath in as you are, and a longer breath out through every fiber of your being. Now we'll take this a few times. On your next inhale, come forward to plank pose. Find the top of your push-up. Your knees might be down, they might be up, but let those shoulders be right over your wrists. And now push through the floor. Feel the shoulder blades widen as you slide your ears back to bring your head in line with your heart. A big breath in. And on your exhale, tiny bend in your knees. From your butt, go up and back to take it right back to downward facing dog. We'll move through that twice more like a wave. As you inhale, come forward to plank pose. Think heart forward. And as you exhale, soften the knees, lift up through your hips to take it back to down dog. On your breath, inhale through to plank pose. Come long towards the front of your mat. And as you exhale, knees soft as you lift your hips up and back to take it to down dog. A full breath in through the nose. And a longer breath out through your nose or parted lips. And now on your next inhalation, come forward to plank to the top of your push-up. And as you exhale, bend your elbows to lower all the way down onto your belly. Bring your hands as wide as your mat. Take up a little extra room. And on your next inhale, lift up into baby cobra or cobra as you drink in your breath. Can you hug the shoulder blades together as you lift your heart? And exhale to lower all the way back to your belly. Twice more on your next inhale. Lift up into baby cobra or cobra. Press the feet down into the ground. Lift up through the heart. And as you exhale, let yourself come back to the earth. One more on your inhale, rise. Bhujangasana. Press the feet into the ground. Hug the shoulder blades together. And on your exhale, lower all the way back to the floor. Hands under your shoulders, curl your toes, press the floor away from you to table or plank pose. And on your exhale, we meet in downward facing dog, tabletop, or puppy for 3 slow, steady breaths. Take a moment to notice what it is that you see, how it feels, and where you begin to feel it. This chakra, Swadhisthana, one's own sweetness. Its element is that of water. The water, like the ocean, that ebbs and flows on the currents of the shore. And like the sound of this ocean-like quality of your breath, where at the top of each inhale, there's an exhale waiting to meet you. And at the bottom of every exhale, there's a breath waiting to fill you up. So take one more long breath in through the nose, and a deeper breath out through your nose or parted lips. Now at the bottom of your breath, lift the heels, soften your knees, look forward, and come forward, feet towards your hands into your standing forward fold. Inhale brings you halfway up to lengthen, grow longer through your heart, and exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself. Let your feet be 2 fists width apart, use your own fists to measure. With your toes pointing straight ahead, bend your knees, sit your hips back into your chair pose. Your hands can start on your thighs, or you might sweep your arms up overhead. But as your hips get heavy towards the back of your mat, slide your ribs back, the ears back to lift your chin, and if your arms are overhead, maybe bring those arms back in line with your ears to broaden through the chest. A big breath in. Stay for your exhale, sit 1 inch lower towards the earth. On your next inhale, stand through your legs, reach up, touch the sky, and on your exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot all the way back to catch your lunge. Now bring those hands high up onto fingertips or blocks on either side of your right foot. With your left hand down on the ground, bring your right hand onto your right hip and start to twist your belly and chest open to the right. Shrug the right shoulder up and back, slide your ears back so your head is in line with your chest. Stay here as you take a breath in. Stay for your exhale as you bend into that front thigh. Now Now for the last breath, maybe your hand stays on your hip or you reach that right arm to the ceiling. But as you wrap your right outer hip back, slide the shoulders and ears back to lean back against yourself. A big breath in. Stay for the exhale and bend 1 more inch into that front thigh. Now on your next inhale, unwind, lower the hands. Step your left foot forward to meet your right. Come back into your forward fold. Inhale brings you halfway up to lengthen. Grow longer through your heart. And exhale to fold, bowing with your feet 2 fists width apart. The toes pointing straight ahead. Bend your knees. Sit your hips back. Maybe palms to your thighs for support in the low back. Or arms up by your ears as you lift up through the chest. Can you guide your knees open towards those second and third toes? And as your hips get heavy towards the back of your mat, think ribs back to broaden the middle of your back, the ears back to lift your chin, and then maybe the arms come back as you sit 1 inch lower to the ground. Big breath in to rise, stand through your legs, reach up, and as you exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Keep that left foot forward. Step your right foot back to catch your lunge. Come high up onto your blocks or fingertips on either side of that left foot. And now with your right hand down, bring your left hand to your left hip and start to twist your belly and chest open to the left. Think shoulder blades together. Slide your ears back. Stay with your hand on your hip or maybe reach the left arm to the sky. But listen for your breath. Take a full breath in, down, and wide. As you exhale, can you turn your belly and chest open to the left as you bend 1 more inch into that front thigh. On your inhale, unwind. Bring both hands to the floor, plant your palms on your sticky mat, and step your left foot back to meet your right to take it back to downward facing dog. Pedal the heels, notice what you feel. On your next inhalation, come forward to plank pose. As you exhale, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for your breath in to rise, Cobra, Bhujangasana. Press the feet down into the floor. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. A full, steady breath in. And a longer breath out through every fiber of your being. As you find your way back to your downward facing dog, wait for your inhale to lift the right leg up and back. You're okay. Step your right foot through to catch your lunge. And on your next inhale, come up to rise for high lunge. Reach your arms, your chest, and your fingertips to the sky. Feel free to walk the right foot an inch or 2 over to the right so your feet are less on a tightrope. But lift up through your back heel, lift up through the back thigh, and see if you can look away from the ground as you take a deep breath in. Stay for the exhale and bend 1 more inch into that front thigh. Hands come to your hips. Soften your back knee, get springy as we come up to stand. Spring off your left foot and scoop your left thigh to your chest. Stand down through your right leg, grow 1 inch taller through the top of your head, and now lower the left foot down to the floor. Bend your knees, sit your hips back. Lean into your left foot, lift your right heel, and cross your right ankle over your left thigh for standing figure 4. Your hands can go anywhere it steadies your balance, on your hips, in front of your heart, maybe high up on blocks in front of you, maybe up overhead. And can you listen for your breath, where each inhale moves in, down, and wide. Every exhale, let your hips get heavier as you lift your heart up to the sky. On your next inhale, come all the way up to rise. Lower the right foot down to the ground and reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Grab onto your right wrist with your left hand, grow 1 inch taller, and tip up and over to the left for standing crescent, a side bend. Your hips might sway off center over to the right. And as you tip to the left, slide the ears back to lift your chin. Maybe bring your arms back in line with your ears to broaden through the chest. Inhale to come all the way back up. Reach up to touch the sky. And as you exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Plant your palms to the top of your mat. Step your feet to the back of your mat to bring it back to downward facing dog. Wait for your inhale to come forward to plank pose. And on your exhale, bend your elbows to lower all the way down. Inhale to rise for cobra or baby cobra as you drink in your breath. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog, hips to the sky. A full breath in through the nose. And a longer breath out through the nose or parted lips. And on your next inhalation, float the left leg up and back. Step it through or around to catch your lunge. Wait for your inhale to come up to rise for a high lunge on the other side. Feel free to walk that left foot as much as you need over to the left. And as you lift up through that back heel, knee and thigh, lift your gaze away from the ground and stretch up through the fingertips to grow taller. A deeper breath in. A longer breath out as you bend one more inch into that front leg. Now maybe your hands stay overhead. Maybe they come to your hips as you get springy and pop off your right foot. Scoop your right thigh up towards your chest. Stand down through your left leg. Grow 3 inches taller through the crown of your head. And lower both feet down onto the ground. Now bend your knees. Sit your hips way back into your chair pose. Lean into your right foot. Lift your left heel. And let your left ankle cross over your right thigh for standing figure 4. Do your best to flex the left foot. It'll help protect the ankle and knee. And as you let your hips get heavy towards the back of your mat, lift the bottom of your heart up towards the sky. A big breath in. Stay for the exhale as you offer the breath out. And now on your inhale, come all the way up to rise. Lower the feet down onto the ground. Reach up through your fingertips as you grab your left wrist. Grow 1 inch taller and tip up and over to the right for standing crescent. Let your hips sway off center over to the left. And as your butt goes to the left and you tip to the right, can you slide your ears back to lift your chin so there's space for breath to come through. On your inhale, come all the way back up through center, reach up, get 2 inches taller. And as you exhale, fold and bow in. Plant your palms to the top of your mat, step those feet back to bring it back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale through to plank pose for a moment. And exhale to lower all the way down onto your belly. Once you're on your belly, make a pillow with your hands. Rest on your forehead or on one of your cheeks. Stretch your legs long behind you. And soften your eyes to listen for that sound of your breath. This chakra, the question becomes, I have everything I need to move to what I'm supposed to do next, what I desire to do next. Now that I've had enough food, enough water, enough sleep to sustain me, what is it that brings me pleasure? What is it that brings me sweetness? And what is it that brings me my own desires? So as you lay here against the earth, can you feel that breath wash its way over you? The breath that moves from your belly up into your heart and broadens the whole back of your body. And each exhale lets you soften into the floor, getting heavier towards gravity. Now keep that connection to your breath. As you reach your arms alongside of you, flip your palms down towards the floor. And a moment in locust pose as we lift the chest. Before you lift, hug your legs towards each other. Feel them energetically become one pillar. Now hug the shoulder blades together. And on your next inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, float your palms up off the floor, and exhale to lift your legs up and away from the ground. Let your eyes close or soften to really listen for your breath. Even feel your belly expand and create almost a soft rocking. Each inhale, the chest lifts. Each exhale, the legs lift. Each inhale, the heart lifts. On your next inhale, lift your inner thighs 1 more inch. On your next breath, release all the way back down to the floor. Rest on the other palm or on the other side of your cheek. You might wiggle your hips from side to side or breathe full and steady into your belly. Take a deeper breath in, down, and wide. And as you exhale, offer all of the breath out. Now from tabletop, or from your belly, spoiler alert, bring your hands to either side of your chest. Curl your toes and come onto tabletop. Find your way to your hands and your knees. You can sit back onto your heels, sip some water, shake out anything that needs to get shaken, and a breath. Comfortably toasty? Okay, it's nice to get a little warm when Marcia said she's wearing double pants today, so internal heat we build. Let's get into the thighs and the hips for a moment. So when you're hydrated and steady, you might bring a blanket underneath your knees if you'd like some cushion. You might have blocks underneath your hands.
But come onto all fours in a tabletop position, somewhere in the middle of your mat. And now from tabletop, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand into your lizard lunge. Your hands might be on the ground, they might be up on blocks, but with both hands on the inside of your right foot, tuck your left toes under and lift your left knee and thigh away from the floor. So as the left knee and thigh lifts, push down into the floor, lift your heart. You might stay here with your hands right under your shoulders, or maybe you walk your hands forward of your shoulders as if they would be in down dog. And as you push your palms down and forward, your hips will lift up and back towards the back of the room. Wherever you are, with your hands right underneath you or forward of you, take a big breath in, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale as you lift your hips to the sky. And you also bend into the right knee and thigh as the right knee opens towards your pinky toes. Good. On your next breath, walk your hands back under your shoulders if they're not there already. Lower the left knee to the floor or to your blanket. And now climb your right palm up onto your right thigh, just like we did in that twist. Shoulder blades together, slide the ears back. Hug your legs together, and now bend your left knee and lift your left toes up off of the floor. We'll take a twisted thigh stretch. You can be here, or maybe your right hand reaches back to hold on to a strap, or the left foot, or the sock. Just you can right here. If you have a hold of the strap or the foot, think right shoulder up and back, left shoulder up and back, and then slide your ears back so your head is in line with your chest. Take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale, maybe bend 1 more inch into that front thigh. Now on your next inhale, with care, release the hold of that leg. Plant your palms and take it back to tabletop, hands and knees. Maybe a breath in stillness, maybe a breath or two in cat and cow. But remember how to link your breath and movement back together once again. Now for the second side, as you make your way to table, step your left foot to the outside of your left hand for that lizard lunge. The higher up you are on fingertips or blocks, the more room your torso might have to make. Tuck your right toes under, lift your right knee and thigh away from the floor. And now push into the earth and think chest long towards the front of the room. Stay right here breathing, or you might walk your hands a handprint or 2 forward of your shoulders. And now use your hands, can you push them down and away from you towards the front of the room? And think hips up and back towards the long edge towards the back of the room. Now as the hips stay high, the breath stays full, take a deep inhale in. Stay for your exhale, bend into the left thigh and see if you can guide your left knee open towards your second and third toes. Good. On your next breath, walk your hands back to come under your shoulders. Lower the right knee down onto your blanket or the floor, and with your right hand down, bring your left palm to your left thigh. From your belly button, turn open to the left. Think shoulder blades together as you hug your legs towards one another. And now bend your back knee to lift your left toes up off the floor. Breathe here. Or perhaps your left hand reaches around to grab onto the right foot. Come here. As you have a hold of the foot, think shoulder blades towards each other. You got it? Shoulder blades together. Slide the ears back so your head is in line with your heart. A big breath in. Stay for 1 more exhale. You might bend into the left thigh as your belly and chest revolves to the left. Now on your inhale, release the hold of your leg. Plant your palms, take it back to tabletop. And from your hands and your knees, walk your knees back a few inches behind your hips. Walk your hands forward of your shoulders. And take it back to downward facing dog, hips to the sky. From your down dog, walk your feet to come as wide as your mat. Tiny bend in your knees, and 1 palm at a time, walk your hands back to meet your feet so you fold somewhere at the back of your mat. Let the knees be soft, let your head be heavy. As you bow in towards yourself, you might catch opposite elbows, or let your hands stay on the ground, but feel what gravity can do as the upper back softens to the earth. A bigger breath in, and a longer breath up. Now hands climb up to your hips. Stand down through your legs, and on your inhale, come all the way up to rise as you release your hands by your sides. For a shoulder stretch, I like to hold a strap between my hands because it gives my chest a lot of extra room. You can also interlace your fingers in your low back, but either holding a strap or fingers interlaced, start with your elbows quite bent to begin. Now think shoulder blades together as you take a breath in, lift up through the chest, and on your exhale, tiny bend in your knees, hinge from your hips, fold over your legs, and reach your arms off of your tush towards the sky. Good. As you fold and bow in, teeny bending those knees, especially if you know if they lock out. Find a bend that you cannot see, but you might feel. And now as you hug your shoulder blades towards each other, let your head get heavy and maybe reach your arms overhead towards the front of your mat. Take a deep breath in. Stay for your exhale. Now on your inhale, release your hands back to your tush. Ditch your strap off to the side if you have it. Climb your hands up onto your hips and a big breath in to come all the way up to rise. Keep your feet wide, turn your toes out to face the top corners of your mat. And for this first round of Malasana, bend your knees and bring your palms onto your thighs like Marcy's going to show. Good, so some of us, if you bend your knees and sit your hips back, some of us have that range of motion in the hips where your hips can really drop down to the floor, but we're going to work incrementally here. So with your palms onto your thighs, everyone bend the knees when you're ready, and guide your knees open towards those second and third toes. Now stick your tush out towards the wall behind you. Feel that curve in and through your low back. As you stick your tush out, notice that the ribs are moving forward, slide the ribs back, and think sitting bones down towards the floor. Breathe right here for as much as you can. Keep your heels down, maybe your hips lower, and your elbows come to the insides of your knees. Good. The thing we want to see is instead of hips dropping towards the ground using gravity, can you send your pubic bone back, sitting bones towards the floor, and guide your knees open towards those second and third toes. Take a breath. In, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale. Guide the knees open as you lift up through your heart. And now stay heavy in the hips right here. Maybe as you inhale, reach your arms forward towards where the wall and ceiling meet. Let pubic bone back, sitting bones down as you lift up through the chest. A big breath in. And on your exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Hands to the ground, straighten your legs, and turn your toes forward towards the front of your mat. A full breath in here to fill you up. And a deeper breath out as you offer all of the breath out. One hand at a time, walk your hands back forward to take it back to downward facing dog. Hands to the top of your mat, feet to the back of your mat as you lift up through your hips. Now on your next inhale, lift the right leg up and back. Watch for friends in the wall, but bend your right knee and flex the foot as you foot high five your friend or the wall to the left. Imagine like you could stack your right hip on top of the left itself. And notice if that left shoulder wants to drop to compensate. Can you push your left palm into the floor? Lift your left shoulder away from the ground. Tack your left outer hip back and let your left heel get heavier to the earth. See what you feel in there. On your next inhale, square the hips back off. Step your right foot all the way through to lunge. And now lower your back knee down onto the floor or a blanket. Here's your choice. You get the option. You can be in lizard lunge like we did before. You might heel toe your right foot over to the right, or into pigeon pose, heel toe your right foot to the left side of your mat, and lower your right knee and your right shin down onto the ground. If for any reason pigeon doesn't feel supportive on the knee or hip, we'll be in lizard lunge or vice versa. But in your pigeon, check to see that your right knee is as wide as the right side of your mat, wider than your right hip. Now look over your left shoulder and just see what's going on with the left leg. Mine's usually way off to the left. As you tuck the left toes, can you walk your left leg an inch to the right so it's in line with your left hip? And now we'll see if we can dial it in. So as you inhale, without moving them, hug your knees towards each other. Imagine the left knee could pull forward while the right knee could pull back. Push into the earth to lift your chest. Breathe here. And then maybe walk your back knee back into that space that you've created. So each inhale, you're hugging the knees towards each other. Right heel or knee back, left knee forward. And as you lift up through the heart, Maybe walk the back knee back another inch or two. You can stay up on your fingertips. You might lower down onto walk your hands out in front of you, maybe lower down onto forearms or blocks. But see if you can feel that action in the legs. Each breath in, the knees hug in towards each other to create that container, that stability around the hips. And every exhale, maybe you walk the back knee back as you think bottom of your heart forward towards the front of the room. Take a full breath in, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale. Try to unclench your fingers, soften your jaw, and let your tongue be heavy here at the roof of your mouth. Good. If you folded forward, start to walk your way back up. Walk your left knee forward, walk it forward an inch, so you can step your right foot back to meet your left. Take it back to downward facing dog. Did that make a difference for anyone's pigeon when you hug the knees in towards each other? Yeah? One silent head nod that I take. So we'll try it on the other side. On your next inhale, lift the left leg up and back. Start first by bending the knee and opening up through the hip. Imagine like you could foot high five the wall or your friend to the right. If you did bring a friend, maybe you do foot high five them consensually. But as you stack your left hip on top of the right, notice if that right shoulder and right side of your body is dipping to compensate. Push down into your right palm, lift your right armpit away from the ground. Tack your outer right hip back and let your right heel get heavier to the earth. On your next inhale, square the hips. Step your left foot through to catch your lunge. And now lower the back knee down onto the floor. To come into pigeon, you might heel toe the left foot over to the right. For your lizard lunge, you heel toe the left foot over to the left. But stay high up on your fingertips for a moment. As you peek over your right shoulder, just see what's going on with the right leg. Can you tuck the toes under? Even gently squeeze your right heel to the middle of your mat as your right leg comes in line with the hip. Now energetically hug your knees in together. It's as if the left knee could pull back and the right knee could hug forward. And as you hug the knees in, push into the floor to lift up through the chest, breathe. Stay here or maybe walk the back knee back towards the back of your mat. It's each inhale, the knees hug in towards each other. With every exhale, you might walk your back knee back as you lift up through the chest. Stay here or come down onto your forearms or blocks out in front of your shoulders. A full breath that moves in, down, and wide. Every exhale, can you think bottom of your heart long towards the front of the room? I love seeing your feet in here. Take a full breath in through the nose and a longer breath out through your nose or mouth. Now if you fold it forward, walk your hands to come back upright. Walk your right knee forward, walk it forward one more inch, and step your left foot back to meet your right to take it back to downward facing dog. Pedal those heels, notice any difference that you feel and see. And now from your down dog, lift the heels high, soften your knees, look forward, and come forward, your feet towards your hands into your standing forward fold. On your inhale, come up halfway to lengthen, grow longer through your spine. And exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself. Take a long breath in to come up to rise. Sweep your arms forward and up to get taller than you've been before. And as you exhale, let your hands come down through center. Maybe they rest on your chest, or in front of your heart, or on your belly. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a big breath into your palms and a longer breath out through every direction of you. Slowly release your hands down by your sides. Blink your eyes open, shake it out, and sip some water. Yeah? That was 2 versions of pigeon. I have 2 more on deck, so I promised 4. And you want some fans? Yes. Marcy, my turn. Fans on the thank you. Toaster Strudel City. All right, so we did pigeon lying on the ground. We did standing figure 4. And now an option to start to harmonize them together. So I'll show you some stages of what we've been in already, and then some variations that you might want to take. So in a moment I'll talk you through it, but this is what it looks like. You come into your figure 4, like we've done before, playing with your balance.
The more you flex this foot, the more it helps stabilize the ankle and the knee as your hips get heavier. Now you can breathe and stay here. Balance can be a very fickle treat. When we get up to chakra number 6, it's in the third eye. The practice is all about balance and playing with what it's like to balance with your eyes closed. So it sometimes goes well and sometimes eyes need to stay open. But starting in standing figure 4, you can breathe here and breathe the whole time. Or to come into this version of baby cradle, your hands might grab onto the leg as you lift this knee and foot up off the ground. You see how this is very similar, if not identical to this? Yeah? So you're thinking, not knee in line with the hip, but knee wide. And then finding length up through the chest, like you're standing tall in your pigeon pose. The next variation, if you so choose, is bowing forward, bringing your foot into your, I don't know what this is called. Yesterday I was calling it an elbow pit. It's just your elbow. The crook.
That's right.
Why are there so many names? The crook of your elbow / elbow pit. The foot might come into it. Your hands can clasp around. And as you stand down through this leg, you might come up to rise. Yeah? Things that sometimes happen, especially because this isn't standing on solid ground, this foot loves to sickle. My foot loves to sickle. And if not today, then sometime you might feel that in the knee, you might feel that in the hip. So I'm thinking this foot is like Tadasana. I'm standing on solid ground, even as I'm lifting my chest up. Yeah? And then to come out, sometimes it's just a plop it on the floor, or maybe you might reverse and come into figure 4 and then lower down. Yeah? Everyone have something they want to try out? So standing figure 4, we'll breathe here, with the option of moving into standing pigeon or standing baby cradle. So let's all start off with your feet on the ground, underneath you, tiny bend in your knees so that they don't lock. Bring your hands to your hips, shrug your shoulders up and back, and now bend your knees as you sit your hips low. Lean into your left foot, lift your right heel, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Now do your best to flex that right foot. Bend your left standing knee and think butt to the back of your mat as you reach your heart forward. Breathe in, down, and wide. If you so choose and you'd like to explore, let your hands catch onto that right leg. Your right hand holds the thigh, your left hand holds the foot, and now stand down through the left leg to lift your right shin up off the ground. Do your best to flex that right foot. Notice if the ankle wants to turn in, flex the foot. Breathe here, or maybe you fold in towards yourself. Let your right foot come to your left crook of your elbow. Let your right hand wrap around like you're holding the baby of your shin. And now as you stand down through the left leg, come all the way up to rise, breathing. A big breath in. Stay for your exhale. And then on your inhale, fold in towards yourself, release the hold of the leg, and bring your feet onto the ground. Yes? No? Maybe so? Questions?
Is it bad to do the second variation if you can't stand all the way up?
No.
Okay, cool.
No. If you're, we don't, not that I hold a lot of babies in my daily life, but sometimes you hold a baby like this.
Yeah.
Yeah? Is that true? However they need to be held. The idea is, especially if it feels wobbly, which it might because you're quite literally holding the weight of your leg, is once this standing knee locks out, that's when things start to topple very quickly. So that's why we started in chair pose. When you keep that standing knee bent, the song always ends like someone's texting, but that's just how the song is. But as you sit your hips low, you want to keep the standing knee bent, not locked, to help you get taller and let that foot and ankle find a little more stability. Let's try the other side. Shake it out. Hands onto your hips, bend your knees, and sit your hips low. Now lean all of your weight into your right foot. Lift your left heel and cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Flex the left foot. Let your hips get heavy and lift your heart. Breathe. Each inhale moves in, down, and wide. Every exhale offers itself up and out. And now stay right here breathing. Maybe your hands come to your hips or overhead, or your hands catch onto that leg. As you stand down through the left foot,
Stand up through the right foot, lift your left knee and shin away from the ground. Breathe right here. See if you can look away from the floor as you lift your chest. Or as you bow in, soften your standing knee. Let your left foot come to the pit of your right elbow. Flex the foot as much as you can. Interlace your hands around the shin. And as you stand down through the right leg, think shoulder blades together. Lift up through the heart to grow tall. A breath. When you've had your fill, with care, release the hold of your leg. Bring both feet down onto the ground. Take a big breath in to wash it out. Reach the arms up. And as you exhale, take all the time that you need to soften and fold over your legs. Plant your palms to the top of your mat. Walk your feet all the way back to the back of your mat to bring it back to downward facing dog. And now from your down dog, last time together, inhale through to plank pose. As you exhale, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for the breath in to rise, Cobra Bhujangasana. And on your exhale, we meet in downward facing dog, hips to the sky. From your down dog, lower both knees onto the floor, come into your tabletop. And now one more hip opener here, Gomukhasana in the legs. So for this round, in your table, cross your right thigh all the way over your left thigh so that the thighs come together. Now once the right thigh comes on top, look between your feet and widen your feet off to the side edges of your mat. Think tush back towards the wall behind you and begin to move your hips towards your heels. You might get to here and be like, uh-oh, hips aren't going down. Bring some blocks, as many as you'd like, underneath your tush. But once your hips land on the blocks or on the ground, let the right thigh stay crossed on top of your left. Good. Now notice if that right butt cheek is higher up off the floor or on the block like mine always is. If yours is, scooch your hips an inch to the left. Anchor your right butt cheek to the floor as you flex through both feet. Now push down into the floor, lift up through the chest, breathe. You might stay here, exactly where you are. Or to add the arms in cow face pose, reach your left arm up towards the sky. Bend your left elbow to give yourself a pat on the back. Perhaps the right arm reaches to the side. Turn your right thumb to face the floor. And as you bend your right elbow, grab your t-shirt, fingertips, anything you can hold in the upper back. One of my hands is at the low back, the other hand is at the top of the neck. But as you hold onto something, wrap that left arm towards your ear, slide your right elbow more towards the middle of your spine. And now press your head back to lift your chin as you slide your ribs back. Stay breathing exactly where you are. Our last variation is you begin to hinge forward from your hips as if your chin could hook over that right shin. Every breath in, gently press your head back. Every exhale, soften the grip of your fingers on your shirt or around each other. Take one more long inhale in through the nose and a deeper breath out through your nose or mouth. Now if you folded forward on your inhale, come all the way back upright. Unravel your arms and bring them to the floor. Okay, in the service of the chakra that asks us what brings us more joy, there is one way to transition out of this pose that sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't. It's unofficially called the vortex, I don't know. But if this works, you can try it, and if not, we'll meet on the second side. So if your right leg is forward, you're turning to the left, and you do a little spin. If that didn't make, yeah, you keep doing a whole 360 all the way around, so that maybe your left leg is on top. If that didn't work for any reason whatsoever, no problem. You come back to table, left leg forward, feet wide, and lower your tush to the ground. Yeah? Unofficial, but very official. So here, as the left knee comes on top, notice that that left butt cheek lifts up off the ground. Can you scooch your hips a few inches to the right? Anchor your left tush to the ground, and now think shoulder blades together. Flex through those feet as you lift your heart. You might close your eyes and breathe here the entire time. Or to add the variation of the arms, the right arm lifts, bend your right elbow to give yourself a pat on the back. You can reach your left arm to the side, turn the thumb to face the floor. And as you bend your left elbow, grab your shirt, your fingers, somewhere in that middle and upper back. If the hands touch, great. If they don't, also great. But see if you can find these actions with those arms. Think right arm towards your ear, like you could wrap a cell phone between your arm and ear. Left elbow more to the right, to the middle of your spine. And as you gently tug your t-shirt or your fingers apart, press your head back to lift your chin. Stay here breathing. If you did so on side one and you want to try it out, hinge over your hips as if your chin could hook over that top shin. A deep breath in, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale as you offer all of that breath out. On your next inhalation, if you folded forward, come all the way back up. Unwind your arms as you lower them down to the floor. The exit strategy is, no, I'm kidding. However the legs unravel them. Bring your feet onto the ground in front of you. Watch for your neighbors as we take a few windshield wipers with the knees. So with your knees bent, feet out in front, drop your knees to the left and to the right. And notice what it feels like to turn one knee in versus one knee out. A big breath in and a deeper breath out. Okay, next time you draw your knees through center. Come up to a seat. I want to show you the last variation of pigeon pose we'll take before we lie down. So this one will be supine bound pigeon pose. Easiest to show you before I talk you through it when you're lying down because there's a lot of Simon Says actions. So this one, like we've been before, we'll start lying on our backs in just a moment. You'll cross one ankle over and be in your figure four. Now remember, you can be here and breathe the whole time. The next option is maybe interlacing your hands behind the thigh. I'll talk you through all these bust ups. The other variation, just like we did when we were standing, is your hands catch the knee and you bring the foot up away from the thigh. And now, left arm comes underneath the right. You lift your head, neck, and shoulders up, reach the right arm overhead, and maybe pat yourself on the back, or the fingers interlace. And as you press your head back, maybe this leg straightens towards the front of the room. Do you see how if I were to flip over onto my belly, I would be in pigeon pose? I'm not going to do it, but can you visualize? Yeah? I'm trying to flex this foot as I lift up through the chest. And while I lift up, I'm pressing my head back to recline. And then to come out. Yeah? So options. Supine figure four. Supine lizard, supine bound angle. Supine means lying on your back. You can also just lie on your back. We'll meet you there. But can you, when you come to lie on your back, have your head up towards me, feet towards the back of the room. And as your feet come to the back of your mat and your head comes forward, have one of your blocks within a grabbable distance. Have your therapy balls within a reachable distance too. And if you need any of those things, call me or Marcy over and we can definitely bring you some. But once you find your block and your therapy ball, just place them off to the side. Come onto your back, bend your knees, and bring both feet onto the floor. Take a big breath in through the nose. Open your mouth to let all of that breath go. And now stay here the whole time. Or perhaps you cross your right ankle over your left thigh for supine figure four. Flex the foot as you peel the toes back. Breathe exactly as you are. Or you might lift your left foot up off the ground, interlace your hands behind your left thigh as you flex through both feet. Now with the feet flexed, send shoulders towards your ears. Wiggle the shoulder blades together. Stay here and breathe. Or to come into that variation of bound, reclined pigeon, keep both feet lifted. Just release your hands from behind your left thigh and use your hands to catch on to that right leg. Draw your right shin away from the left thigh. And now your left arm comes behind your right ankle as you point your left palm towards your face. Reach your right arm overhead towards the front of the room, the right hand. As the right hand reaches overhead, Bend your right elbow to give yourself a pat on the back. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders up off of the ground. Breathe here. Or maybe your fingertips come close together. As your fingertips come close and they touch, straighten your left leg long in front of you towards the back of the room. Press your head back to lift your chin. And as you press back through the head, flex through your feet, take a full breath in and a deeper breath out. On your next inhale, slowly release the clasp of your fingers. Unwind your legs as you lower your head and your feet down onto the ground and feel gravity underneath you. A breath. Notice what you feel. Notice how it feels and where you feel it. And now for the second side. Lift your left foot, cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Flex the foot, feel the toes curl back. Stay exactly as you are, or you might lift your right foot up off the ground and interlace your hands behind your right thigh. Flex through both of those feet, bring shoulders towards your ears. Wiggle your shoulder blades towards each other as the back of your head softens to the ground. A breath in, down, and wide. And a deeper breath out through your nose or mouth. Now if you're moving into that bound pigeon pose, release your hands from behind your right leg. Let your hands catch onto the left thigh and the left foot. Now lift your left foot away from that right thigh. As you bring your right hand behind your right leg, behind your ankle. As your right hand comes behind your left ankle, lift your head, neck, and shoulders up off the ground. Reach your left arm towards the front of the room. Bend your left elbow and give yourself perhaps a pat on the back. Or interlace those fingers. Anywhere you are, press your head back into your hand. Maybe you straighten your right leg long towards the back of the room as you press your head back. A big breath in, a deeper breath out, and then on your next breath, release the clasp of your hands. Lower both feet to the ground, lower your head to the earth. Knock your knees into each other and let your hands just rest on your belly or on your chest as you take a big breath into your palms. Open your mouth to let all of that breath go. Take another breath, fill your belly, fill up into the chest. And exhale to let every ounce of that breath out. Locate your block. We'll all take a few rounds of breath in supported bridge pose. So with your knees bent, feet on the ground, press through your legs with just enough effort to lift your tush and slide that block to its lowest or second lowest height underneath your pelvis, your hips, your butt. Once you find the block somewhere at the base of your hips, your hands might rest on your belly or on your pelvis. They might rest alongside of you. But shrug those shoulders towards your ears. Wiggle your shoulder blades towards each other. And gently press the back of your head down into the earth. Call yourself back to your breath. A deeper breath in. And a longer breath out. You might keep both feet on the ground for this more restorative backward bend. Or for a restorative inversion, perhaps you lift one foot up off the ground at a time, bringing your knees right over your hips. Perhaps the knees stay bent, or you might reach your legs up towards the sky, feeling the weight of your legs cascade towards the earth. If your legs are lifted, an option to maybe roll your ankles clockwise in one direction, and then counterclockwise in the other. Anywhere you go, take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. And if your feet are lifted, with care, slowly release, bend your knees. Bring your feet one at a time down to the ground. Push through your legs with just enough effort to lift your hips and slide that block out from underneath your tush as you lower your hips to the ground. Being mindful of neighbors and props, take a big breath in through the nose. Stay for your exhale as you offer the breath out. Now locate your therapy balls. I'll talk you through some therapy ball work in the glutes this evening. If there's another region that you prefer, that you know, you're more than welcome to take this time to work on your own. We can also set up early for rest. We'll meet you there very soon. But if you're doing the therapy balls in the glutes, take them out of their tote, hold them in your hands, and now lift your hips up just enough to bring the therapy balls to the top of your butt cheeks, on either side of your sacrum, either side of your tailbone, the fleshy space of your glutes. Once you find a place you can breathe in and be curious about, let your hands fall anywhere they fall, on your body or alongside of you, as you take a big breath in and open your mouth to let that breath go. Now we'll begin the slow swivel. With your feet steady on the ground, gently sway your butt a few inches to the right and knees to the left, and then hips to the left and knees to the right. Think like you could move your pelvis slowly from side to side, so you feel those therapy balls moving along the upper fibers of your glutes. Try to soften the palms, the fingers. Let the head be heavy as you take a longer breath in and a deeper breath out. And then slowly draw your hips and knees back through center and use your hands and lower the therapy balls a few inches to the middle of your tush. Once you find the therapy balls in the middle of your tush, start them pretty close together to begin. Take a big breath in through the nose and open your mouth to let that breath go. Now begin that same swivel. Sway your hips a few inches to the right and knees to the left. Hips to the left and knees to the right. Continue zigzagging your hips and knees from side to side as you feel the therapy balls moving along the middle fibers of your tush. Eventually what you'll start to feel is the more you swivel your hips, the wider the therapy balls become. And slowly, they'll end up towards the outer edges and outer seams of your pants. Once you find them there, wider than where they were, draw your hips and your knees back through center. And now walk both of your feet to the left side of your mat as you drop just your right knee to the right, so that right therapy ball finds its way into your outer right glute. A big breath in. Open your mouth to let all of that breath go. Try to unclench your fists, your fingers, your jaw, maybe that right butt cheek. And as you bring the knees and feet back through center, walk your feet over to the right and drop just your left knee to the left. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth to let all of that breath go. And now the next time you inhale, as the knees and feet come back through center, release the therapy balls off to the sides, and lower your tush down onto the ground. As the therapy balls come off to the sides, give your legs a hug in towards your belly or in towards your chest. You might make some small circles in one or the other direction. Maybe you lean gently from one side to the other. When you come into your version of happy baby with the knees and thighs wide, your hands might catch the backs of your thighs, your calves, or the pinky side edges of your feet. We've done so much asymmetrical work this afternoon, See what it feels like to have both of your legs simultaneously do similar things. A deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Now slowly release the hold of your legs down onto the floor, and we'll make our way towards rest. So give yourself a few moments to take anything it is that you desire, any layers you'd like to add, any props to support you, perhaps a rolled up blanket underneath your knees for your low back to fully settle to the earth. Maybe the blanket over your pelvis for your hips, not only for warmth, but a sense of weightiness. You might let your hair down or set your glasses safely off to the side. But if there's anything that you desire that will bring more sweetness for your rest, give yourself a moment or two to find any sense of comfort. And as you drape yourself onto the earth in any way, shape, or form, take a deep breath in through the nose and open your mouth to let all of that breath go. Take another one the same. Fill up your belly, fill up into your chest, and open your mouth to let all of that breath out. Take another breath to fill your belly, your chest, sniff in a drop more breath at the top, and open your mouth to let all of that breath go. Let each round of your breath let you get heavier into and against the earth. And it's here as your breath moves through your nose, your throat, and into your lungs. It ebbs and flows as evenly and gracefully as waves upon a shore. You might slowly become deep in your belly aware of this warm glow of orange, moving around your belly, the sides of your hips, into the lowest part of your back. Pulsations of this orange light moving in rivulets down your legs, through the earth, and back up through your belly to nourish you. You are alive. You are a wave of motion. Nothing within you is truly still, and nothing around you is still. Everything continuously changes at each and every moment. You yourself move as the flow of water, sometimes slow like a great river, sometimes quickly like a spring stream, sometimes languishing like a quiet lake, and sometimes passionate like the waves of the sea. Imagine the water as it flows from the sky, moving to the earth, running in rivulets in its various pools. You are the rain as you fall effortlessly from sky to earth. You are the water, the essence of all forms, yet formless. You are the point from which each direction flows. You are the one that feels, you are the one that moves, and you are the one that embraces the other. So as every round of your breath slowly dissolves the entire practice that was, let each round of your breath let your body get heavier into the earth. And the heavier your body becomes, the lighter, the more spacious, the more expansive you may just start to feel. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a longer breath in and a sweeter breath out. Take another breath in, down, and wide. And as you exhale, offer all of that breath out. Let the breath that you have begin to slowly awaken the body that you're in and the being that you are, with any gentle movements that feel supportive to you. You might slowly roll your wrists or your ankles in one or the other direction. Perhaps you tip your head from one side to the other, heavy against its support. Just watching for any props and neighbors. Perhaps you reach your arms away from your legs or draw your knees in towards your chest. But when the time comes, we'll all meet with the knees bent, arms overhead, as you roll over to any side of your choice to curl into yourself. And with the least amount of effort needed, as you press into the ground, come up to rise to a tall seat facing the front of the room, just as you began. With your eyes closed, or soften to a point, and once again, listen for your breath. Take a deep breath in, down, and wide. And as you exhale, offer the breath up and out through every fiber of your being. Swadhisthana chakra, one's own place or one's own sweetness. The color of orange, the element of water. Asking yourselves the question, what is it that I desire? What is it that brings me joy and sweetness and pleasure? As we finish our time and our practice together with one more of those breaths, you can place your hands to center anywhere that feels for you. As you take a deep breath in, to let it all go. You might bow your head to your heart or lift your hands towards your head in such a simple yet sweet gesture of self-reverence, bowing to yourself and to each other. And with all of our hearts, Marcy, Amina, and I bow to each and every one of you all. Thank you so much for choosing to be here. Thank you. Drink lots of water, take really good care of yourselves and one another. The quick announcement I have for the studio is that Elizabeth Zach is hosting a singing bowl sound bath this Friday. And then my sweet Adriana is offering a candlelit yoga nidra session on Sunday from 6 to 8:30. So if you'd like the witch of all witches in the best way to tuck you in, take you to the astral plane, and then bring you back to earth, it's a phenomenal way to spend a Sunday evening. I say that, she knows I call her that. I mean that in the most affectionate way. She does things that I do not understand and cannot describe, but magic. I have lots of stuff happening in May and June. I'll tell you about it later. Anyone else have announcements? Anything that you are doing, that you are seeing, that other people should know about, that they should go to? Yesterday in class, Molly, who owns Molly's Books and Records in the Italian market, she's having, nothing is up yet, but she was like, please feel free to announce it, where they're going to be having a lot of book talks and events at their space. And it's all family owned, and Molly's written a novel, and they do all sorts of incredible events there. So if you see them on Instagram, find them.